Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birthday given name. Happy Wednesday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. So guys, really quickly, I want to talk to you all about that spirit of disappointment. I don't really hear a lot of people talk much about this, but this is another spirit that you have to be very, very careful with. And of course, it can branch off in so many different directions. As I always say, get in where you fit in. But there's different levels of disappointment. Like, we're not talking about the level of disappointment where you go to Walmart and they don't have your Texas Pete, right? And now you got to go to Publix. Not that type of disappointment. I'm talking about that disappointment where you really believe and you know that that God promised you something and you really believe you heard from God. And that thing turned out to be the complete opposite. That level of disappointment, you have to be very, very careful with, because that level of disappointment will have you questioning God. It will have you questioning the way you hear from God. Like, am I even really hearing from God? Was it all a lie? That level of disappointment will have you ready to give up on the very one thing that God says is yours. Disappointment will literally break you. It will break you when it's something that you just know you did all the right things for. This time you didn't do it your way. This time you sacrificed. This time you were obedient. This time you were hit with major storms and so on. This time you had to cut certain people off. You did all of that to be obedient, just to find out that the one thing you believed for didn't work out. That level of disappointment will break your soul. The enemy is extremely tricky. And I always say, the closer you get to your breakthrough, your blessing, your destiny, whatever it is that you guys are waiting on, the more and more hits you will take. It's all designed to really knock you off course because you're almost there. So when you were just starting off years ago, months ago, whatever your process is, when you were just starting off, you would get hit, but not as much and not as hard. So because you're so close to it, familiar spirits are coming to you. You're thinking that you're hearing from God, and there's really familiar spirits. You're constantly distracted. This is why I say you have to be very, very careful with distractions right now. I'm a person to get easily distracted because I just want to help everybody. So helping people, as beautiful as that is, if that's not your assignment for this season, it's a distraction, no matter how good it is. That's why you have to be very, very, very careful, knowing the ways that you can be distracted. What is that one thing for you? Is it your children? Is it your family? Is it your job? What is that one thing that Satan knows if he tug at or mess with, he's going to distract you so bad that familiar spirits will have time to seep in and put certain downloads, and you really following this thing, really thinking that it's God, just to disappoint you so bad, so now you can just turn on God. It's like, ha, 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 you fool. You did this, you did that, and you still didn't do it. And the people who ain't following God got this, and that. And you see? This thing ain't for the faint at heart. Trust me when I tell you. But it's all worth it. Or it will all be worth it. So, since you guys like examples, I'll give you 2 examples. I'm going to take one from a thing and then one for a person. All right, so let's just say that God told you 5 years ago that he wants to bless you with the house. You've been faithful to renting, but he wants you now to expand your vision and know that you can have a property and you don't have to keep renting and things like that, whatever. Okay. He told you clear as day that you're going to be approved for a mortgage. He told you clear as day that you will have a home, a house. But before then, there's things you have to work on. He may tell you your credit. He may tell you have to work on cutting some toxic family members off because he don't want them in your house, whatever. But you were obedient to this whole process. Every single thing he told you to do. You even turned down temptations. Things came that, look, you had a homegirl, a homeboy came to you and told you that they can get you, the hookup on some W-2s or some paycheck stubs or some this and that, right? You let all that stuff fall to the wayside because you want to do it the right way. You want to follow God. And throughout this process, you've had hits and you have hits and you had hits and you felt like giving up, but you kept on and you kept on persevering. Just to one day be called to say, hey, the application looks amazing. We just have a few more things, but no, go ahead and start getting your moving things together, and you're at home and you're already excited and you're telling people, which is a big mistake. Don't tell anybody anything until that thing is literally yours. I don't care how close it looks. Wait till it is literally yours. You can open your mouth one day before that thing is to manifest and the wrong person hears it. Catch that? Until it's yours, don't speak it. So now these people have told you, everything's great. And you're all excited. You're thinking where you're going to put that couch at, where you're going to put that sofa table at. And the next day you get a call. Oh, well, Mrs. Such and Such, Mr. I'm just sorry to inform you that the application fell through. We didn't see it coming and da-da-da-da-da. You didn't even have a plan B because you trusted God. All right, now, behave yourself. You have a happy holiday. Distraction. Distractions. Your girl is focused, right? Your girl is focused. You didn't even have a plan B. There was no need because you heard clearly from God. And now your spirit is broken. You can't even call and tell your friends because you already told them it was yours, right? See, that again, that's the first mistake. So now Satan got you trapped off because now you don't even have somebody that you can call and just, because let me tell you something. When that kind of disappointment happens, that ain't no 1 and 2 tears, right? That's that ugly cry. That's that broken, I'm lost. I don't even know where to go. I can't go left. I can't go right. I'm stuck. I don't even know where to do. I can't even find God. God went silent. That type of disappointment, you got to be sure that Satan don't trap you off and have you all isolated and telling you, oh, well, you can't even call and tell nobody because you're fool. You're just, and they're going to laugh at you and X, Y, and Z. That's all a trick from the enemy. You got to tap into that one person. Matter of fact, if you don't got anybody, please email me. Please. Your secrets are safe with me. Trust me when I tell you. KizzyRock.com. Right? But if you got that one person, that two, right? I hope you don't have a lot that you kind of like pouring into that level of, but call that one person, right? Move your pride aside, meaning don't act like it don't hurt. No, it hurts. It hurts. We have to learn that God understands when we're disappointed. We've been taught like we can't, man, listen. God is like the person who you can really, really be the realist to. Express to him your disappointment, your hurt, your confusion. God is your best friend, right? The Holy Spirit ride with me every day. Like, for real. People think I be talking to myself. I'm not talking to myself, boo. So express to God how you really feel, or to that person who God puts into your life, who can really, because God is so good. He will always give you like that person who is like, that person can just, I don't know, they tap into your spirit. Like, they can just come into your spirit as broken as you are, and they can just mend it. I got a couple of friends like that, but one in particular, her name is Sherry, beautiful lady, much mature than I am, but blonde hair, blue eyes. When I tell you, like a walking angel, an angel on earth, I just love her, right? But tell your friend how you feel. Because see, a lot of times when you're broken like that, it's almost like you won't even get a proper download because now you're doubting God to begin with, right? Satan done got up in there and play up with your head so much with familiar spirits. You don't even know which voice is God at this point. You're so hurt. You're so broken that it's like, I don't even want to hear nothing right now. I don't even want to hear it. Just, that's real. I've been there. I've experienced that. God knows his children. But he don't want us to be in that place for long. And the more and more you go higher and you get, of course, your relationships get more deeper with God, and you're taking hits back to back. Because trust me, again, throughout this journey, you will keep taking hits to the point that you wouldn't be disappointed or grieve as long. Where before, let's just say a year ago, something like this happened, and you think you heard God and you missed it, right? You may have been down for a month. Where next time you get hit, it might be a week. And then the next time it's like a day, because now you can look back at God's track record and be like, okay, yeah, when I missed it that time, I missed the mark that time, but he gave me something better. I missed the mark that time, but he got me back on course. I missed the mark that time, but he was saving me from something that I couldn't see. So these hits they will get better, but you will be hits. I'm telling you that now. Especially if you have a big destiny, you will be hit. Satan don't want you to arrive. 2022 is going to be major for a lot of people. And I'm not that person. I'm not the one who be like this year or that, this and that, this and that. But 2022, and not to say that's going to be an easy year, right? Because it's already about to start crazy. So it's not that it's going to be an easy year, but 2022 is going to be major for a lot of people. And this is why I believe personally, one out of many, that this, the coronavirus and all this nonsense, the last year and a half, 2 years, we really, really should have been working on self. I know some people play with it. Some people just, partied, vacation. They just had a good time because they didn't have to work. But then there were some of us who stayed planted, and we took advantage of this time because we were obedient to what we heard. So you healed, right? You educated yourself. You did this, you did that. You took advantage of these last year and a half, 2 years. So 2022 will be major for a lot of people. But again, as great as that will be, that many blessings and destinies will be manifested, again, you're going to be hit prior to it. Who's just going to give you a destiny? Satan's just going to say, I'm going to back out the way. Me and all my forces, right? I'm just back out the way and just let you have it. Even though you're going to impact the world, even though you're going to be able to help more and more people and reach more and more people, I'm going to just let you, easy, just go. Just go. Child, he about to snatch your edges. So again, I ask, how bad do you want it? For me and mine, I want every single thing that God said is mine. Kizzy, get back on topic. All right, so the house. Okay, the house. So now when these people called you and told you that the house, it didn't fall through, you fall out. And you keep saying, well, look, God, I trust you. Well, some people will say, well, Lord, I trust you. I can't trace you, but I trust you. Some will say, don't leave me alone. Don't send me another down. Just leave me alone. Let me be. But whatever you do, if you know and you know that you heard from God, you stay planted. Regardless of what those people said, you stay planted. God's ways are not our ways. In the physical, fleshly realm, it makes no sense. These people hold the key. They said the application is not approved. It's not mine. There's just no way. That's flesh. God says, Spirit says, you stay planted, because if I says it's yours, it's yours. Anything that is for you is for you. So if I said that's yours, you stand on that word. You don't know what I'm doing up in the spiritual room. The people who they think they approve is going to cancel on them because they found something else. The people who they think they approve because they may have had more value on paper is going to say, we change our minds. We can't relocate again. And guess what? That can go on and linger until the very last second. Literally the day before your lease ends. The same day your lease ends. Even if that means you know you heard from God. If you got to put your stuff in a storage unit and wait on God, that's what you do. But what happens is sometimes we get so caught up in the flesh and like, well, what am I going to do? I guess I'll just accept the first thing. No. That's settling. So now, if God promised you a brand spanking new house, and now because they say that it hasn't been approved and they don't look all good, and now somebody else calls you and say, hey, we have one you're approved due, and the house got mildew, well, Lord, I hope none of y'all have mildew. If y'all got mildew, listen, just get some bleaching water, right? Okay. But, and you know you don't like this house. You know, speaking of that, one thing, and I'm sure you guys know this, especially my ladies, I don't think men care sometimes, but when you walk into a house, you know what home is. You just know the minute your feet hit that door. You know what home is. So to claim something like that, and then to have something negative come, and now they're showing you something when you walk in, you feel whoever been here prior to you ain't got their spirits in together, then playing out with some nonsense up in this house, spirit don't feel right, don't smell right, and you about to settle for this house. Because why? Do you know when you settle, that's it? It's not like God's gonna come back and you say, well, go ahead and get unsettled. No, that's what you chose. All right, next topic, person. God told you a specific person. The relationship will eventually come back together. Maybe you are currently separated. Maybe there's somebody you're dating and the person is single but just emotionally unavailable. And God told you this person is your purpose partner / kingdom spouse, etc. And nothing in the flesh looked like it makes sense. She's playing games, don't barely answer her phone. She's up in these streets. He tell you, he digging you. Like, girl, he digging you. But he's running from you because he's emotionally unavailable. All these different things can be going on. So nothing makes sense in the physical realm, but God have told you very clearly, you stay single, you turn down dates, you work on yourself, work on your credit, work on your health, work on your weight, work on your confidence. But nothing in the physical realm makes sense. You don't know what God is doing in the spiritual realm. But because somebody called you and told you this person is now in a relationship. Someone called and told you that they saw the person at Walmart, right? I like Walmart, I guess. Walmart holding hands with somebody. Now you're disappointed. I mean, you can't get up off of the floor because you having all these vision of them holding hands and smelling the pickle jars and stuff. You got this vision in your head. And now you're disappointed. You did everything you were supposed to do. But quote unquote, God lied to you. One thing God ain't is a liar. I'm going to tell you that now. Now, his ways ain't our way. His ways are not our ways. And Lord Jesus, we can't figure him out sometimes. But he is not a liar. If anybody lied to you, it was a familiar spirit. But if God has promised you something, it is yours. It doesn't matter what it looks like in the physical room. Now, you're sitting here all disappointed, can't get out of the bed, ordering Papa John's, eating ice cream because God lied to me and now he has a girlfriend. Honey, he has a girlfriend, not a wife. Him or her. If it's not marriage, it's fair game. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Next thing, how do you know this thing ain't gonna last for 2 weeks? Because again, anything that is for you is for you. So nothing else is going to work. It may work for a short period of time. But now if you backtrack, because you're losing hope, and now you go ahead and take the first person that you had put on the do not call list, because now, quote unquote, God lied to you. Do you think God's going to come back and knock on your door and say, hey, he or she is single now. I told you it wouldn't last. I told you to believe me. But no, you laying out with Roger Now, I don't know where these names be coming from, and I be finding the most. Oh. Listen, sis. Listen, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people, especially in the day-to-day, admire my strength, admire my, just, I don't know. I don't know what y'all see, what y'all admire. But please understand, your girl get hit, and she gets hit a lot. A lot. From the business side. You talking about some attacks? There are some things in business that ain't no way in the world, in the fleshly sense of things, that I should have been able to achieve some of the things I've achieved, walk in certain rooms that I would never supposed to be in if you leave it up to, Satan and his little demonic brim friends. But trust me when I tell you, before some of these things happen, you talking about hits? I'm talking about knock. Listen, what do you call those fighters, like those little Samu people, the little chubby, cute little Teletubby looking people, right? You know, like when they're like positioned, I guess, to fight or whatever they got going on. They hit the next one, and the person just literally knocked off their feet. Listen, your girl done had them times. I'm telling you, listen. But the key is, when I get knocked down, I'm going to keep it real. Like Satan, woof, you got me. You got me there. I ain't going to lie. I ain't see that one coming, right? You got me. But I guarantee you, he won't keep me there for long. I guarantee you, when I get up, it's not, oh, he defeated me. No, I'm going to acknowledge that you got your girl good, right? Now I'm about to bust your head. So you listen. Because see, that knock was a little too hard for me, right? So now I'm up in my feelings now. So you better get ready. I'm about to bust your head, point blank, period. So my point is, when I get back up, I first acknowledge that it's okay to grieve. I acknowledge it. I take time. But I get back up. So I have a determined mindset. Okay, you knocked me off course here, but I know what God has said to me. I know what God has promised me. So this way didn't work. Now I'm going to try this way. Because see, God never told you a specific way would work. He just told you that it would work. So it's our flesh that keeps trying this way, that way, this way, that way. Sometimes we think we hear from God and know it's a familiar spirit. Sometimes it's flesh that sends us this way. Sometimes it's impatience that sends us this way. But the point of the matter is, just because those ways get denied doesn't mean that the blessing is denied. But you still will get there. But you won't get there weeping 365 days a year. Weep and get back up. If you got to crawl, you keep moving. You don't give up. You put one foot in front of the other. If you got to put 1 foot and fall, get back up. 1 foot and fall, get back up. 1 foot, literally. So if you're having a moment where you are dealing with a spirit of disappointment, call that friend, that one person you can really trust in, who will listen to you. Be honest and authentic about what you're really feeling. Don't be it's all good. No, it's not. Nope. Ain't all good. Nope. Your girl over here struggling, point blank period. Woo! It's dark over here. Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't know to go left. Girl, I don't know. Please, could you pray for me? Because I can't hear right now. Right? Be real. Be authentic. And watch that person. Call you back with something. Don't let them call you too soon. They need to hear from God, right? Don't let them just give you their stuff, right? They have to authentically go to God on your behalf. And when they call you back, the information that they give you is going to fill your spirit, because it's going to make sense. It's going to be like, oh my goodness. What you just said is the same thing God told me 6 months ago, but I forgot he told me that because I'm all in my feelings, and you know, your girl is going through it right now. But you just confirmed something to me that I remember he told me. Then that kind of gets you back riled up again. Like, all right, okay, that was the wrong turn. All right, wrong move. Okay, wrong time. Let me get back on it. And then you get back on your path. And now the next time you get hit, if you were to get hit, the track record proves different. You won't be down as long. So, my friends, listen. Life is beautiful. My God, life is beautiful, especially when you're walking in purpose. But life is, listen, life is no joke. Like, for real. Life is difficult. It can be very, very hard. So don't let anybody make you feel like you're a wimp or you're this or you're that, because you're going through a very, very difficult season. Again, my favorite quote, you guys know, seasons changes, point blank period. You're down today, you can be up tomorrow. The people who you're admiring today, who you deem to be up, can be down tomorrow. It rotates. Just hold on, because this won't be forever. Just hold on. You know, we were like, remember the not the monkey bars. What was the little thing that we would be on? Merry-go-round. Yes. Put yourself on the merry-go-round. And remember, like, one of your classmates would, like, spin it really, really, really hard, and you just holding on. Right? Just picture that. Just hold on. Don't give up. Just hold on. But lastly, also be sure, one of the most important things, be sure that you are hearing from God and not flesh, because you will defeat the purpose. Meaning, let's say God had been very clear to you that a certain person is no longer going to be in your life. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how good the sex is. We're all grown here. I don't care how good the sex is. I don't care how good this is. I don't care how good whatever. That person has to go, and they will not come back. And because you're all in love and you can't see past them, you want to ignore what God has said to you. So now you're trying to make things happen in the physical realm. And now you're feeling like God is letting you down. And that ain't even God, because God told you a long time ago that was done. So you're sitting here getting disappointed at God because you can't get this person back, or they've moved on. So now you're trying to war in the spirit. Listen, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time and your energy, because God ain't going to change his mind because your emotions are in the way. Child, been there, done that. I promise you. Promise you. God don't care about that nonsense. If God says it's done, it's done. It's not going to work. And even if it do, it's going to work for a very short period of time. You might be happy for 2 months, and now you're back at each other's neck for 3 months. Child, oh, Lord. Whew. So make sure that you're hearing from God. If you know you've heard from God, stay planted. Stay planted. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.